Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from the DTCC. They also dropped this on Friday during the crash. Blockchain and asset tokenization are transforming the financial system by replacing costly intermediaries with faster, more transparent digital processes. Tokenized assets enable fractional ownership, instant settlement, and built-in compliance through smart contracts. Discover how this shift modernizes infrastructure, expands market access, and enables DTCC to innovate while preserving trust and stability. Tokenization is really going to start to boom once regulations are in place. I think that's the only thing really holding up widespread tokenization. But you see, the DTCC is already getting ready for it. The final chapter for XRP has started. Everyone's watching Bitcoin, but the real storm is forming elsewhere. Banks are loading up. Regulators are aligning. Ripple's been silent, too silent. This isn't a rumor. It's the setup for the biggest coordinated move in XRP history, and almost no one sees it coming. Here's what's about to shock the entire crypto market. Now, they talk about the DTCC, $2 to $4 quadrillion annual settlements, government policy with the Clarity Act, Fed access through that Fed master account, ISO, ETFs, bank license, stablecoin, RLUSD, even DNA protocol, biometric plus genomic identity. It's all building out over XRP and the XRP ledger. You know, if you see how it's all coming together now in 2025, you start to get an understanding of how big this actually is and how fast all these events are taking place within a very short time frame. That's what's really crazy about it. How all the catalysts for Ripple and XRP, they're all happening in such a short time. I've never seen any setup like this before. Ripple mentioned in UK Parliament, but could XRP play a role in national finance? So Ripple has been mentioned in UK Parliament, but no formal recognition of XRP exists. UK regulators focus on stablecoins and technology-neutral frameworks, not individual tokens. Experts say XRP's chance of national infrastructure status is below 10%, though Ripple's policy influence is growing. So what I see happening here is this. Ripple is going to enter the UK using RLUSD. Later, it'll open up for XRP. Like I always told you, RLUSD is the door opener, especially in a time where everybody's focusing on stablecoins. XRP will really take the spotlight later. And RLUSD and XRP, they complement each other. And people don't realize that yet. SEC's future-proofing push to shape how much freedom crypto enjoys after Trump. I like the fact that they're working on this, because here's the problem. Say Trump gets a lot done around crypto. Say the SEC gets a lot done around crypto. Who's to say under the next administration they just undo everything Atkins done? Just undo everything that Trump has done. All of a sudden, we're back into a major crypto crackdown. The one reason I don't see that happening is by the time the next administration comes in, I think we're already going to see the rise of the new financial system. I think that's going to happen under President Trump. And then, most likely, if anything was to happen under the next administration, depending on who we get, there's a chance we go from a stable coin, which is what Trump's pushing for, over to a central bank digital currency. And I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. But a stable coin and a central bank digital currency are essentially the same things. It's just who issues it. If Ripple issues it, it's a stable coin. If the Fed issues it, then it's a CBDC. Banks will turn to Ripple as the fastest and most efficient route to ISO 222 readiness by November 2025. The November 2025 ISO deadline is forcing banks to upgrade their messaging and processing engines. This makes real-time payment rail adoption the most cost-efficient compliance path. Ripple's network already functions as a real-time payment system, enabling interbank account-to-account payments that are posted and confirmed to the originating bank within as little as a few seconds. Unlike legacy systems that rely on traditional rails, Ripple operates on what Temenos calls crypto rails, where we'll be transacting in the future as crypto holders. These are solutions that allow currencies and payments to flow cheaply, rapidly, and smoothly as information on the internet. The Ripple protocol is described as a distributed payment network that allows exchanges between any currency, routing the transaction through the lowest cost exchange path in the world. As banks face the 2025 migration deadline, Ripple's real-time capability and cross-currency efficiency position it as a direct, ready-made solution for ISO 222 modernization and cost reduction. In simple terms, Ripple gives banks a faster and cheaper way to meet the new ISO requirements. And of course, it's documented, and that comes from smoke. But how fast can banks be implemented? How fast can the Ripple system with XRP be implemented and up and running at a bank? Take a listen to this.
Which I think should be quite comfortable for you. How long is the implementation process to get started with Ripple?
Yeah, so typically we look at about a 2 to 3 month basis from start to finish. A lot of that is part of the onboarding process. So we go through a credit review process. We then have an onboarding process. That's relatively straightforward. In terms of the technical integration side, it can take between, I'd say, probably 1 to 2 months. That includes things like testing, integrating into the system, and just general process. I think the fastest one I've ever done was probably a 3-week implementation, which was very fast. And probably the slower ones hit that sort of 3-month mark. But it's as fast as you can put resources into making it happen. And
so it could be done in as little as 3 weeks. But the longest one took up to 3 months. Now, that video was from back in 2023. I'm sure they can implement even quicker today because technology has advanced since then. Everything seems to be quicker today than it was even a year ago. We believe your digital wallet could be able to keep track of all your financial accounts and assets, offering a full picture of your portfolio. This comes from Sandy Cole, Head of Innovation over there at Franklin Templeton. Take a listen to this.
And who is responsible for aggregating and working across all those accounts? It's the individual, right? And so think about when you put together a net worth statement for your mortgage, or if you are trying to explain and understand what is your total wealth picture, you have to personally go and aggregate the information across all of those different accounts, right? Now, if we shift that to the future, where we believe you're going to have one wallet, and all of your different assets will sit in that wallet in some kind of tokenized form, all of a sudden that entire need for aggregation goes away. All of my spendable cash will be sitting in my wallet, be that in the form of stablecoins, be that in the form of tokenized money market funds, tokenized gold, tokenized deposits, central bank digital currency, cryptocurrencies. All of my investments will be sitting in my wallet, be that in the form of tokenized stocks, tokenized funds, cryptocurrency investments, physical investments in NFTs, right? All of that will be in my wallet, and all of the documents that manage my life, my driver's license, my passport, my insurance policies, the titles to my home, the titles to my car, all of that will be sitting in my wallet as well. Think how much easier life is going to be when everything is aggregated for me, right? I become the center of my financial life rather than me having to go out across a whole network of financial providers and piece it together myself.
I think the digital wallet, when it finally goes mainstream, I'm talking when everybody has a digital wallet, it's going to make life a lot easier, because she's right. Your whole life will be inside that digital wallet. Your entire net worth will be stored there. You'll go into the bank for a mortgage and you'll be able to show them your crypto holdings. You'll be able to show them how much cash you actually have, or digital dollars, or whatever it is at that time. It is going to make things a lot simpler. And banks are already pushing digital wallets as well. They've been doing it for the past 2 years now. They're talking about early digital wallets where it's simple things like eliminating the debit card. Most people are now paying with their phone. Soon, your entire life is going to be in your phone, attached to your digital wallet. From World Economic Forum meeting in Davos 2022. Funny how everything is happening now 3 years later. You know, the World Economic Forum, I hate them because they're an evil entity. But you know, they actually gave us the roadmap a long time ago. Back in 2022, it seemed like nothing was really happening. Ripple was expanding out. Hedera was expanding out. A few other networks were really growing at the same time. Algorand was one of them. And it was hard to see what was happening in the real world, though. I'm talking like Citibank, JP Morgan, and so on. You would get little hints here and there that they're expanding out, getting involved with crypto. But look at how far we have come in just 3 years. I mean, that shows you who's now involved. Banks and regulated financial institutions are now on board. Wave 1 was shadow crypto finance. It was like Kraken, Coinbase, all the names you are familiar with as a crypto investor. But now it's the big names, the big banks, and others that are getting on board with crypto now. What a time to be alive in this space, because you see how big it is now and how fast it's growing out and expanding. The next bull run will not be led by meme coins. It will be led by real yields. Not hype, not speculation, but staking, lending, and protocol revenue that actually pays users. This time, utility compounds and the smart money is already rotating there. Memes are money. And I think anything that you can earn yield off of, I think it's going to be very big going forward, because that's going to be all the talk soon. You're going to see a yield boom, passive income boom in this space as well. But meme coins are most likely going to be gone by the next bull run. Most likely that's going to happen sooner than people think, because we're on the verge of regulations as well. The wild, wild west days of crypto are gradually coming to an end. And you see the need for it now, because cryptocurrencies, utility-driven cryptocurrencies, they can't really expand out until regulations are in place first. Without regulations, everything's going to still continue to be held back. Look at tokenization. Everybody's interested in it, but they don't want to touch it until regulations are in place. Same thing with certain cryptocurrencies. You know, there's a lot of retail investors that will not even enter this space until it's regulated first. I never understood that. It's like the most money's going to be made when it's the wild, wild west still. And it shows. A lot of millionaires have been made in crypto already. Future millionaires are going to be made in utility. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.